Hello dear students, welcome back again to Chinmoy's YouTube channel. So after a huge topic nutrition, we are here with a very short topic, that is tooth structure and its function. So we are going to complete it in today's topic only in one shot. So stay tuned with my channel and let us start with today's topic of tooth structure and function. Now let us see what are the learning objectives of today's lesson. So today we are going to learn about what is dentition. First we will learn, then we will learn about the structure of the tooth with diagram and its labeling. Now we will learn about different types of tooth, the functions of different types of tooth, and we will compare the dentition of the humans with those of other animals also. We will learn how a tooth decays and how we can prevent the tooth decay. So these are all important things we are going to cover in today's topic. Now if you want to learn more regarding this lesson also, as well as many more upcoming lessons, you need to subscribe to my channel. So please do subscribe to my channel so that you can keep on getting the updates which I am posting regularly as per your curriculum, that is ICSE curriculum. So share it with your friends also, and don't forget to like and comment in my comment box so that if you are having any queries, any doubts, I can get back to you in the next episode. So let us start with today's episode of tooth. Now here first we will discuss about what is dentition and what are the types of teeth. Now what is dentition? Now it is the kind and number of arrangement of the teeth in a person or an animal is called dentition. So the arrangement of the teeth in the jaw, how is it arranged? It is called dentition. So on the basis of dentition we have divided the types of teeth into two types. Now first one is homodont. That is, all the teeth in jaws are similar in shape and structure. Now here if you see this diagram here, this is the skull of a dolphin, and we can see that all the teeth in this diagram in this skull, they are of similar type. So they are homodont dentition. And when the teeth in the jaws are not similar in shape and structure, like example cows and humans, etc., they are called heterodont dentition. Now heterodonts, you can see here, heterodont, there are different types of teeth in heterodont. Like first one is incisor, second one are canines, third one is premolars and molars. Now if you follow this diagram, it is, we can say that suppose this is the skull of a cow, we have taken molars here at the back of the at the exact end of the mouth there are molars, before that premolars, and here in the front are the incisors or the tearing. We can say that these are in front of the buccal cavity and they are flat and they are having straight and sharp edges. You can see here they are having straight and sharp edges which are mainly used for cutting and biting. And then comes the canines. So canines, we will say that they are situated on the either side of the incisors. After that it will come premolars. So premolars are coming after the canines. So they are actually situated next to the canines and they are sharp and pointed for holding, and we can say that they possess two roots and two cusps. So they are help for crushing and grinding of the food. And next to which the last one are the molars. So molars, they are having most of the power of crushing and grinding the food and making it into a paste. Okay, so they are also crushing and grinding. So premolars and molars are the two main teeth which are helping in crushing and grinding. So now we will come in details of these functions of these four types of teeth, that is incisors, canines, premolars and molars. Now what are the different functions, the functions of different types of teeth? We need to discuss that in bit details. So these first comes the incisors. As we have seen in the previous diagram itself, these are situated at the front of the buccal cavity and they are flat and straight with sharp edges, and which are actually used for cutting and biting the food. So the front first teeth of the buccal cavity, they are flat and straight with sharp edges and which are used for cutting and biting the food. Now next to incisors comes the canines. So what are these? How are these located and functioning? So these are actually located on the either side of the incisors in each jaw, and these are actually sharp and pointed for holding and tearing the food. So these are very sharp and pointed and they are usually for holding and tearing the food. Now next to them comes the premolars. So premolars, these are two premolars that are situated next to the canines. Now what they are doing, now each premolar, they are possessing one or two roots and two cusps, that is projections on the surface of the tooth. So what are two cusps? These cusps are the projections on the surface of the tooth. And what is the function of this premolar? That is used for crushing and grinding the food. Next comes the molars. Now there are three teeth of molars in each jaw. So in the upper jaw 3, in the lower jaw 3, and they have more than one root. So here also in the premolars we see that they are having 2 roots and 2 cusps, and in the premolars they are having more than one root. So molars in the upper jaw have 3 roots, while that of the lower jaw are having 2 roots. Is it clear? So molars in the upper jaw they are having 3 roots, while those in the lower jaw are having 2 roots. Now we will move on with the description of this in details with the diagram. Now let us see this diagram, as we have already discussed about what are the functions of different types of teeth and where they are located. Now first let us see the incisors which are located. We have told it that they are situated at the front. So they are situated at the front of the buccal cavity and they are flat and straight with sharp edges. Now next comes the canines. Canines are also there, the tearing teeth, and they are sharp and they are helping in holding and tearing. Next to which comes the premolars. So premolars are situated next to the canines and they are also specialized for cutting and grinding. Now next to premolars we can see the molars are coming. So molars they are actually having their functions. They are mainly for the grinding and crushing, and the last molar of each jaw is called the wisdom teeth. So if suppose this is the last molar, so the last molar of each jaw will be called the wisdom teeth. So last molar is called the wisdom teeth. So generally this wisdom teeth they appear after the age of 17 to 20 years. So 17 to 20 years is the age when the this wisdom teeth appears. Now generally in some people they do not appear at all. So but this does not mean that these people are not having wisdom, right? So as the name suggests, it is wisdom teeth. But if they are not having that wisdom teeth, doesn't mean that they are not having wisdom. It's just we tell it locally, right? Now in humans again, the teeth they are appearing in 2 stages or 2 sets during their life. So what are they? So let us discuss about that. Now before that we need to discuss that each molar has 4 or 5 cusps and they are used for crushing and grinding the food. So we have already told. Now the last molar of each side in each jaw is called the wisdom tooth. It is appearing generally at the age of 17 to 20 years when the body reaches its maturity. Now in humans the teeth they are having 2 sets. Now the milk teeth, they are the deciduous teeth, or which are appearing first, and then they are replaced by the permanent set of teeth which are by the 12 years of life. So the first set of teeth are called the deciduous teeth and the second set of teeth are called permanent teeth, that is they are appearing by the age of 12 years of life. So these are the main 2 sets of teeth. Now we should know the dental formula, how the teeth is arranged in the upper jaw as well as the lower jaw. Okay, so let us see that dental formula. Now here let us see the dental formula, and first let me tell you what does this I mean. So I is incisor. So I term is referred to as incisor, C is canine. So I is incisor, C is canine, PM is premolar and M is molar. Okay, so we have written the dental formula like that. So what is the dental formula? It is the arrangement of each type of teeth, that is incisor, canine, premolar and molar, showing the number of type in the half portion of the jaw. Okay, so this upper portion is having 2 incisor, 1 canine, 2 premolar and 3 molar. So it is in the upper jaw, that is showing each type in half portion of the jaw. Now next to which we can say that lower jaw, that is having again 2 incisors, 1 canine, 2 premolars and 3 molars. So this is the formula of a permanent teeth of a human being. Is it clear? So this is the formula of the permanent teeth of a human being. Now let us come to the deciduous teeth, or the teeth which is the milk tooth we call. So there 2 incisors, 1 canine and 2 molar. So they don't have any premolars. Okay. When it comes to the deciduous or the milk teeth, they do not have any premolars. 2 incisors, 1 canine and 2 molars. Next is 2 incisors, 1 canine and 2 molars in the upper as well as in the lower jaw. So above is the dental formula of the deciduous teeth or we can say that this is the dental formula of the milk teeth, right? So this is the dental formula of deciduous teeth or milk teeth, and this one was the formula of a permanent teeth. Is it clear? Now we will come to the structure of the teeth. Now we have come to the structure of a tooth with a label diagram. So you should practice this very well with all the parts I am teaching you, with the labels, with the functions. So let us try to learn this part first. Now the general structure of all the types of teeth is always the same. Now each tooth is consisting of a crown. So this crown is only the visible part of the tooth, and the root, this root part is embedded inside the gum. So this part, or the cup-like socket in this part, it is the jawbone. Okay, and the neck part of the tooth. So this is the neck part of the tooth which is surrounded by the gum. So this neck part is surrounded by the gum, and the crown is always covered with the hardest substance present in the body, that is the enamel. So enamel, it is the hardest substance present in the body. So this is the hardest substance present in the body. So with that, the crown is covered. Now beneath the enamel is the dentin. Okay, so beneath the enamel comes the dentin portion. So which forms actually the bulk of the tooth. And though dentin is actually not tough, it is not as hard as enamel, but it is tough. Now it contains many small canals, or we can say that contains many dentine producing cells. So these are all small canals or dentine producing cells which are called odontoblasts. So what are these called? These are called odontoblasts. So these are all dentine producing cells which are called odontoblasts. Okay. Now then comes the pulp cavity. So that pulp cavity contains odontoblast. This is the pulp cavity which is containing all the odontoblast cells. Okay, now blood vessels, they deliver the nutrients, and we can say that to the living tissues of the tooth and remove their waste products. Now there are several nerves. You can see this nerves and blood supply. So what these nerves are causing? They allow the teeth to sense the pressure and touch. So what is the function of nerves? So nerves' function is to feel the pressure and touch. So pressure and touch is felt. So function is the nerve allows the teeth to sense the pressure and the touch sensation. Is it clear? Now the root of the tooth, we can say that the root of the tooth is actually, this is the root, right? That part which is embedded within the gum is the root. So it is covered by a cementum or cement, which is bone-like structure and is very hard and fixes the root to its position. So it is fixing the root to its position. It is hard and it is a bone-like structure. Next to which there are many fibers which are called periodontal ligament. So periodontal fibers or periodontal ligaments, they connect mainly the cement at the one end and the jaw end at the other. So the jawbone at the one end, the jawbone to the we can say that they are connecting one end of the jawbone at the other end, and they are holding the tooth firmly in position. So what is the function? What is the function of this periodontal fibers or many fibers which are called periodontal ligaments? So they are connecting the cement at one end and the jawbone at the other. So they are actually joining the cement at one end. So they are joining the cement at one end with, we can say that they are joining the cement at one end and the joint and the jawbone at the other. So cement and jawbone they are connected together with the help of this periodontal ligaments. So periodontal ligaments, they are connecting the cement and the jawbone together. So this is the function, and this is the overall structure of a teeth with its diagram and all the parts I have told you with its function. So crown, root, enamel, dentin, pulp, cementum, periodontal ligament, nerve and blood supply. So these are all complete structure of a root with all its parts. Is it clear? So till this part, if you are having any doubts, just write in my comment box so that I can clear it up. Now let us move on to the next one. Now here, dentition as per diet. Now dentition in animals, it's based on actually their feeding habits. Now if we are comparing the dentition of herbivores, carnivores and omnivores, now first let us see the carnivore. So this is the skull of a carnivore. So how, like dogs, cats, how their dentition is there? The incisors and the canines, you can see that they can be used to kill and tear the flesh. So they are carnivores, they are depending on the flesh only. So they are used for The main power should be incisors and canines. So they can be used to kill the prey and tearing of the flesh. Now the premolars and molars are modified for the molars and the premolars. They are modified for crushing and shredding the flesh. So this is the carnivore dentition. So next we are coming to the herbivore. So herbivore, if we are seeing that they are actually it is broad ridged surfaces and which are mainly for grinding the tough plant material. So what they do, they keep on chewing and chewing. So that is modified. They are actually very much having broad surfaces because they are used to grind the material. So they don't have too much part in tearing and like tearing and biting of the flesh. So it's not like that. So they are mainly modified for the biting of the pieces of vegetation, plants. So they are biting the vegetation pieces and they are grinding it into a paste, crushing it into a flesh paste, and they are then swallowing the food. So for that the herbivore are having the flat or broad ridged surfaces. Now next to that comes the omnivores. That is, we are all omnivores, right? We humans are omnivores. So such as human beings, we are adapted for eating both vegetation. That is, we are relatively having a mixed type of dentition. So what is that? There are two incisors for biting. There are two incisors for biting, one canine for tearing. We have told the dental formula in the previous page only. So two incisors are there, and one canine is there. Two premolars are there and three molars are there. So both in the upper jaw as well as in the lower jaw. So this is the dentition of a human being. As we are omnivores, we need to do all the functions that a carnivore and a herbivore is doing. So our teeth are modified according to that only. Okay, so let us move on to the next one. Now we are coming here to what is tooth decay and what are the causes. Now what is tooth decay? Now tooth decay is actually known as the cavities or caries formation, which is actually the breaking down of the teeth due to the acids produced by the bacteria. So what is the main bacteria here? It is the Streptococcus mutans. So what is the main bacteria here which is causing the teeth to break down? So that the bacteria's name is Streptococcus mutans. Okay, the name of the bacteria which is causing this acid is called the Streptococcus mutans, and the cavities may be a number of different colors from yellow to black. So cavities, they vary in colors. They may be yellowish in color. The decaying part may be black in color. Now symptoms may include difficulty in eating and pain. And we can say that complications may include the inflammation of the tissue around the tooth loss, or the infection or abscess formation. So abscess means a swollen part where it is having pus or bad blood. We can say that accumulation of some dirty blood or pus is there in the abscess formation or infection. Okay, so there may be tooth loss also, and the inflammation of the tissue around the tooth also may happen when there is a tooth decay. Now what are the causes of tooth decay? The causes of tooth decay mainly it is as from the acid from the bacteria dissolving the hard tissues of the teeth. That is the enamel, the dentin and the cementum. So they are dissolving the hard tissues, and the acid produced is actually very strong, which is produced by the bacteria. I've told you earlier in the earlier slide is Streptococcus mutans. When they break down food debris or sugar on the tooth surface, and simple sugars in food and these bacteria, they primarily the energy source, and thus a high diet in simple sugar is a risk factor. So those who are taking too much sugary diet, too much like sweet diet, they are having a risk factor. Now mineral breakdown is greater than the buildup from the sources of saliva and caries that results. Now risk factors, there are like less saliva, diabetes, there are certain reflux disorders also when the acid reflux from the stomach happens, and there are some medications which are causing the we can say that causing the dissolving of the teeth enamel, dentin and cementum, which is also causing tooth decay. That is not exactly because they are depending on the sugary food or all, it's actually on certain diseases also, diabetes, reflux disorders, medications also. Now certain medications like antihistamines and antidepressants, these antidepressants and antihistamine, they are also causing the like decrease in saliva, and saliva being an antibacterial agent, it causes the mouth is moistened enough with saliva, there will be less tooth decay. So if it dries up, there will be more tooth decay. Now dental caries, they are associated with the poverty also. Poor cleaning of the mouth. If you are not brushing your teeth twice a day, it can lead to the decaying of the teeth, and the receding gums resulting on the exposure of the root of the teeth. So these are all the main causes of tooth decay. Now we should know that what is bad breath. Now in this diagram I have tried to explain the dental stages of the caries, how it is developing. So these are all not in your syllabus, not in your curriculum directly, but for little bit knowledge, outer knowledge, I am giving you this. The stages of caries development, they are, see how these caries are developing and how the acid is creating hole here. The enamel, these dentin pulp, they are dissolved and the dental caries start happening. This is an infection called the pulpitis, when the pulp is infected, and that is periodontitis. That is the, we can say that periodontitis is the periodontal fibers when they are affected, that is called the periodontitis. So these are the different diseases which are caused by tooth decay, so affecting the tooth. Now these are a little bit out of your syllabus, and if you want to learn more you can go through it, and just a bit of this I want you to know when you are studying the tooth structure and its function. Now the last one. Now what is bad breath? Now decomposing, the food particles accumulate in the mouth and they usually stick to the teeth, and bacteria grow in this food causing the bad breath. Now we see many people when they come near to you and they speak, when they talk, so their mouth is full of bad breath. Might be they are not brushing properly, so some oral hygiene should be maintained to prevent the bad breath. But in some cases if they are brushing also, they have a bad breath due to the decomposing food particles and the bacteria that is growing in this the food causing a bad breath. So this is all in one shot about your tooth, its structure, its function, with label diagrams and with types of different types of tooth and their function. So this is all for today. Please do subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned, stay updated with all my lessons which I am posting. So in the next part only I'll be posting a new lesson. So if you are subscribing to my channel, you will get to know the updates which I am posting regularly as per your curriculum, and don't forget to like and share my videos. Thank you.